NBA players with lowest IQ. People dream of playing in the NBA. Parents and teachers will always show their support to kids who have a dream making it into the NBA. Sometimes you're just born with skill like no other, but that does not mean you don't make questionable decisions. We all admire NBA players. Their athleticism is jaw-dropping, but at the end of the day, they are still human. Keep watching to see the lowest IQ moments NBA players have had. JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee has done a terrific job joining contending teams in the NBA. He's done well at chasing championships, as he's played for the Warriors and is now with the Lakers. During the NBA Finals against the Cavs, someone in Cleveland anonymously said that McGee wasn't smart enough to play in the finals. "I don't know who said it, and they don't know who said it either," McGee said, quoting a quote that recently came out of ESPN's Dave McMenamin that spoke on his basketball IQ. Per McMenamin, the Cavaliers players didn't want to be identified, and McMenamin said, postulated to me that he doesn't even think McGee's gonna be able to get on the court, or certainly not stay on the court, because he doesn't think he's quote-unquote smart enough to be able to play in this series. When McGee heard the quote, he just swallowed the punch and moved on. "I don't silence nobody," McGee said. "They can say whatever they want. Freedom of speech. We're in America, so say what you want." However, McGee thought that maybe the quote was taken the wrong way by the Cavaliers player. He questioned the report. "It might not be disrespectful depending on who it's coming from, or it might not be real at all," he said. "If you're not going to put your name on it, then why say it? But that's even if it's true or if the reporter was just making it up, just to stir some stuff up." McGee wasn't bothered by someone calling him out with a low IQ. "Nah, not at all," McGee said. "It was an anonymous person. How can an anonymous person piss me off?" McGee had said that this didn't add extra fuel to the series. "I done made it this far," McGee said. "I don't need nobody to add fuel to my fire. My fire is going." McGee has been an effective role player for the Los Angeles Lakers since LeBron James came over. Before McGee went to the Lakers, he has plenty of highlight tapes in the NBA of him making dumb plays. The highlight tape features McGee randomly goaltending a ball to the seats for no reason. There was also a time where McGee threw himself an alley-oop, down by 6. Even after he made the dunk, he saluted the crowd when they were losing. His coach, Flip Saunders, let out a huge sigh after that one. Everyone knows Isaiah Thomas. Before he was a Celtics star, he was the Kings' rookie point guard. McGee posted up Thomas, who was a foot shorter, and wasn't able to grab the ball and make the play. McGee is 7 feet tall, and the Wizards couldn't find a way to get to the ball inside against a 5'9" guard in Thomas. But wait, there's more. McGee decided to save a ball just to allow the other team to run a fast break against the same Kings team. He was benched when there was stoppage for his questionable play. Also, do you remember that time when McGee tried dunking from the free throw line in an actual game? We've only seen this during the dunk contest, but McGee tried this in a real game, down by more than 20 points on the road against the Kings again. A couple of days later, McGee and the Wizards were playing the Heat, and McGee rebounded the ball and went on a 2-and-1 fast break, only to try the same exact dunk from the free throw line, only this time, he was called for the charge. In a game against the Toronto Raptors, McGee shot a right hook shot that missed completely from going in the net. He dropped his head and ran back to play defense. The only problem was that the Wizards had gotten the offensive rebound, yet he still ran back on defense. On that same play, the Wizards tried to alley-oop to McGee. Instead, McGee just carelessly jumped and missed the ball completely while falling down. McGee actually notched a triple-double against the Bulls in his career. To get to that point, McGee had plenty of trouble. He desperately tried to get one more point in 3 minutes. McGee got an open dunk and got his triple-double, but was given a technical foul for hanging on the rim. Despite the bumpy road to get that triple-double, he still got it. Sure, McGee has had his fair share of gaffes, but you have to respect him for his dedication to what he loves to do. He loves basketball, and he has been in the league for over a decade. We give him props for that. J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith is known for one major blunder. Remember the 2018 Finals? Smith has the title for the dumbest play in NBA history. In the 2018 NBA Finals, the Cavaliers dropped their first game of the series due to one of the worst plays you will ever see on the basketball court. His teammates were quiet, and every fan was in shock. J.R. Smith potentially blew the game. That blunder, unfortunately for the Cavs, set the tone for the rest of the series. They'd go on to lose the next 3 games and get swept by the heavily favored Golden State Warriors. With 4.7 seconds left in regulation and the Cavs trailing the Warriors by 1 point, Hill, who had missed his first free throw to tie the game at 107, missed the second shot. The ball was corralled by his teammate J.R. Smith with the game tied. Instead of passing it out, taking a shot, or calling a timeout to reset, Smith dribbled into the backcourt and the clock expired. The game went into overtime, and the Warriors won the game in overtime. The Cavs needed that game to send a message. Things didn't work out. Players and coaches tried talking to reporters about what took place, but only Smith knew exactly what happened. The Cavs missed their chance to steal Game 1, and that hurt their chances to win the finals. Here's the exchange head coach Tyronn Lue had with a reporter about Smith's play. The reporter asks, "What did you say, or what did JR say to you in the locker room about the play at the end of regulation?" Lou explained that he thought it was over. The reporter reiterated Lou, saying he thought it was over. Lou answered he thought we were up 1. J.R. Smith was asked if he had known if the Cavs were tied. Smith responded, "No, I knew it was tied. I thought we were going to take a timeout because I got the rebound. I'm pretty sure everybody didn't think I was going to shoot it over Kevin Durant right there." Next, the reporter questioned Draymond. He said, "Steve Kerr said the win, in his opinion because of the JR play, was lucky, in his words. He said it a couple of times. Do you agree with that assessment that the win was lucky because of that?" Green responded, "Sometimes you need a little luck. You know, it's good to be lucky sometimes, so I'll take it. I think when he got the rebound, he probably could have laid it up, but nonetheless, that's a part of the game, being locked in. I mean, you gotta know the score. That's just kind of basketball. You gotta know if you're winning or losing or tied. Like I said, we'll take it. Sometimes it's good to be a little lucky. So hey Steve, cool. It is what it is." Steph Curry, on the other hand, wasn't going to bait into the reporter's question, although he was happy with the win. The reporter asked, "Steph, is there any doubt in your mind that J.R. Smith, when he got that rebound and did what he did, thought that his team was ahead in the game, and why?" Curry responded, "You'd have to ask him." The reporter continued, "Well, the reason I asked you is because Smith was in there saying I knew it was tied." Curry wouldn't bait and said, "I don't know." Draymond chimed in, "I guess that further goes along with my theory. I thought he was looking for LeBron. I would have looked for LeBron too, I guess." On his own TV show, Stephen A. Smith talked about the play with the most reasonable take there is. George Hill missed the free throw. When he misses the free throw, guess what JR does? JR, with the score tied 107-107, forgets the damn score is tied. Grabs the rebound after not getting boxed out, runs out to the three-point line, and what does he do? He thinks the game is over. LeBron looks at him like a flaming idiot. He looks at LeBron and says, "I thought we were up." The next thing we know, overtime arrives. And you knew when overtime arrived, it was going to be the Golden State Warriors game. You knew that. LeBron James had to face reporters after the game, knowing that the chance to upset the Warriors would be slim to none after the first loss. The reporter asked James, "From listening to everybody's reaction to the play at the end with JR getting the rebound, there is still confusion about whether JR thought the game was tied, or whether he thought you guys were ahead. From where you stood on the court and from talking to him after the play, what's your reaction to it? What is your version?" James sounded disgruntled. "What do you mean, what's my version?" "Well, did he think the game was tied, or did he think you guys had it salted away?" James questioned the reporter again, saying, "How do I know that?" The reporter wanted to know if this play was discussed with JR. LeBron answered, "No. They asked me if I talked to JR about it. I said no already. I knew it was a tie game. We were down 1. George Hill went up. He made the first one. We got the offensive rebound, and I thought we were all aware of what was going on. That's my view. So I don't know what JR was thinking. I don't know the question you're trying to ask." The reporter responded, "I was just trying to see if you knew exactly what his state of mind was. Did he think you guys had it won, or did he think he was trying to make a play?" James said, "No." The reporter dug into James. He asked, "Not sure?" James, who was ready to leave the arena, answered, "What do you mean I'm not sure? No, I don't know his state of mind." The reporter then asked, "Did you know if he knew the score?" It was at this point that James placed the microphone down and left the post-game press conference room. He picked up everything that was his and left the room. J.R. Smith made the most questionable decision in NBA history, and it might have cost the Cavs another championship. Although many fans have questioned that one play, overall, his career was long and dominant, and that deserves respect. And despite that weird play, he was still a fundamental piece of the 2018 Cavs team that made it to the finals. Derrick Rose. Forget basketball plays, Derrick Rose never took the Scholastic Aptitude Test, also known as the SAT. Instead, he had a friend take the exam under Rose's name. The results of the SAT were then sent to the NCAA, and Rose, who had a qualifying score, was able to play college basketball at Memphis. Rose was by far one of the greatest college athletes during his era, and helped lead the Tigers basketball team to a 38-win season in a national title game. Famously, Memphis lost in the championship to Kansas, but had to forfeit all 38 of their victories from that fateful 2007-2008 season because Derrick Rose cheated. He faced no direct consequences for the academic dishonesty, which seems a little unfair. Rose was a one-and-done freshman for Memphis, and quickly became the first pick in the 2008 NBA draft with the Chicago Bulls. Rose dominated in his rookie season, and became a fan favorite in Chicago. Rose didn't take the SAT, and had someone else take it for him. He carried the lie and kept quiet throughout, and he's 100% guilty for what he did. He didn't trust his brains or want to put in the work like every other student. School comes with basketball. Sure, he had the skills to play basketball, and the basketball IQ was there too. But the school smarts were something he really lacked and also put no effort into. Rose will continue to earn millions of dollars in the NBA, and he's had plenty of endorsements. He's been seen in communities talking to kids about education and life, so hopefully he has learned from his mistakes and has turned a new page. What Rose did was not ethical, and it definitely was not a high IQ moment of his life. But since then, he has donated millions of dollars to education foundations, and he even made a scholarship to help high school students get to college.